Alright, so I noticed a bit of oil spray on the back of the Jeep. Sometimes I get a few drops here and there, but never like what I get on the back, or what I've had on the back during this trip. So what I found, hopefully the video works alright. Yeah. You can kind of see how it's wet here. I'm going to stop this and switch over to flash mode. Alright, so what we got here is our oil cooler lines, and the line on the right from the perspective of the video has been apparently rubbing up against the engine block. I did not know that. This bracket was not hooked up, and I think my mistake, I did this oil pan, I don't know, 4 years ago or so. I think my mistake is I put one of the studded oil pan bolts in the wrong position. So I was never, well, whenever I got the Jeep, this thing was never hooked up, so it was probably in the wrong spot to start with. But that's my own fault for not double checking the positioning of the stud, of the oil pan studs. Is that part needed to move up probably about one bolt hole, the one that I have kind of centered in the frame right there, the one closest to the damn bracket there, probably needed to move up one bolt hole. So what's happened is, if I can pull this over, probably can't see it, but on that top line there's a worn spot where it's rubbed up against the block for a couple of years apparently now, and that has caused a fairly significant transmission fluid leak, as you can tell from how everything's wet up here. It's been running down the line to our rubber hose here. So what I'm going to essentially do here is install a patch without actually removing the line. Now ideally you'd be able to slide the patch over the line. That's not going to be an option here. So what we're going to do is we're going to split our rubber line that we're going to have for the patch. It's a 3/8 line. We're going to split that line down the middle, and then we're going to slip it over the line that has the leak, and we're going to what we're going to do is we're going to slip our split rubber hose over the leak, and then we're going to put a clamp over it, or 2 or 3, and we're essentially going to apply a pressure bandage to our Hardline until we can get home and replace them. I have ordered them. They will not, I mean, obviously they're not going to get to me up here on this mountain. I mean, we're out camping right now in Oklahoma. So this is going to be a field expedient patch that will probably last a good while. I will return when we finished it. Alright, so you should be able to see my patch there. I can't tell if this is a good angle or not, but there are 2 hose clamps basically on top of where the break was, or where the hole was. It's not perfect. Hopefully this will either stop or at least significantly slow your leak if you have a leak similar to that on a Hardline. This is essentially, if you watch like Navy damage repair videos where they patch leaky pipes where a pipe is actually ruptured, this is a similar concept. Obviously the patch is bigger than I needed it to be. The hole is not that long, but I figured it's better to be a little too big than too small. And then those 2 hose clamps are basically stacked on top of the leak. So we will see how this works tomorrow. That Hardline basically got rubbed. You can actually see the part on the block right there. It's been riding there for quite a while. We will see if this helps our issue tomorrow, and I've ordered the new Hardlines, and they should be here sometime in this upcoming week.